Franny, I just want to say it's good seeing you in the comment section. I read your comments. I didn't reply to everything. All I said was good to see you. But I hear you on what you had to say about, them, the algorithms and stuff like that. So let's get into this. It's going to be a short video. We take a look at this. Breaking news. Hazardous chemical detected in Oklahoma air. You don't say. Could it be chemtrails? Let's take a look, shall we? Without further ado, let's get into it. According to News 9 over there in Oklahoma, scientists... Science! Thomas Dolby, she blinded me with science! Scientists, trust the science. Trust the scientist, right? Dr. Fraudgy, you rat, think you? Scientists have detected a potentially hazardous chemical compound in the air over north-central Oklahoma. The first documented instance of medium-chain chlorinated paraffins in the Western Hemisphere. Cue up the faker and fiction. Let me repeat that. Scientists have detected a potentially hazardous chemical compound in the air over north-central Oklahoma. The first documented instance of medium-chain, whatever that means, chlorinated paraffins, or MCCPs. The first documented in the Western Hemisphere. University of Colorado Boulder researchers made the unexpected discovery during atmospheric field work in an agricultural region in the state. Poison over agricultural reason. Nothing to see here, folks, right? Right? The University of Colorado Boulder researchers just stumbled across this information, or made this discovery during atmospheric field work in an agricultural region of the state. They're an agricultural region of the state. They're doing tests. Oh, there's medium chain chlorinated paraffins up in the atmosphere above our crops. You don't say. You don't say. Right above the food, right? Trying to kill the food off, trying to poison the food as only they can do, right? The beast system. While current measured levels do not pose an immediate health threat. Well, then why the article? The finding raises important questions about persistent pollutants and their pathways into the environment. Well, this is over an agricultural area. Not too many factories in the agricultural area, are there? Are there? Am I missing something? Agricultural areas, a huge swath of it, especially in central Oklahoma, north central Oklahoma, it's agricultural, so wouldn't that mean it's rural? Not many factories in that area, right? It's agricultural. So the pollutants, where did they come from? Where did they come from? Zipplane? Zipplanes? Look at this. MCCPs, otherwise known as man-made compounds linked to industrial processes. Okay, so it's factories in agricultural areas. I never knew that. That's what they're saying. They're saying these man-made chemicals are linked to industrial processes. What, did the wind blow it over from the cities? Is that what they're going to say? The wind blew all the pollutants over all of a sudden, just this is a thing now? No, I ain't buying that. I'm thinking that they deliberately did this on purpose. On porpoise. They somehow released this shit in the air, probably sprayed it over this agricultural area. They want to blame it on industrial processes? From where? This is agricultural area, it says. Agricultural. I'm reading it correctly. Right? They said University of Colorado Boulder researchers made the unexpected discovery during an atmospheric field work in an agricultural region of the state. I mean, you might have some factories somewhere in some towns or cities, embedded somewhere in this area, but it's heavily agricultural, so what's the hubbub, bub? Where did this come from? Where did it come from? They're saying also these man-made compounds have also been previously identified in places like Antarctica and Asia, but never before in North American air. Well, I mean, I guess now they're putting it in North American air. The compounds are used in metalworking fluids, PVC production, and textiles, and they can accumulate in wastewater. Researchers suspect biosolid fertilizer, treated sewage sludge applied to fields as a likely source. All right, whatever. But it's in the air. They said they found it in the air. Part of this article is saying, well, the researchers have said that they suspect that it comes from biosolid fertilizer that was treated, which is treated sewage sludge. It's sewage sludge treated to make it applicable to farm fields. In other words, as fertilizer. They're saying they think that's what it is. Okay, but that would be a ground thing if that's the case. If they're using biosolid fertilizer, which is treated sewage sludge, and this is where all this shit's come from, because it has, in that sludge has man-made compounds, chemicals and all that shit in the sewage, then this would be a ground thing. I don't know why it's in the air. Why would it be in the air? Is the sun sun heating up the ground and causing the molecules from it to rise up in the air? Is that what's happening? What's going on? So when this supposed biosolid fertilizer, this really treated sewage sludge, is spread across farmland, these may be released into the atmosphere, according to the article. They just answered my question. I don't know if it's just that. I'm not buying it. When sewage sludges are spread across the fields, those toxic compounds can be released into the air. It's toxic? Wait a minute. You're fertilizing the crops with bio sludge. You're fertilizing the crops with biosolid fertilizer, which is really shit that has been treated enough to put on the crops. But now, since these researchers have discovered that there's poison in the air, now the cat's out of the bag, the genie's out of the bottle, they have to come and confess and go, well, yeah, the sewage sludge that we've been fertilizing the crops with really is poison. Damn those researchers for exposing this. They're actually admitting that they're poisoning the crops with sewage sludge, treated sewage sludge that contains a bunch of shit, pharmaceuticals, all kinds of shit people dump into the toilets, right? And man-made chemicals, all kinds of stuff, and they treat it to make it into a fertilizer, but yet it's a poison that researchers have found to be in the air coming from the fertilizer in the ground. You can't just make this stuff up. And then this is the shit that they're feeding us. So I just wanted to share that with you. These chemicals that they found into the atmosphere coming from the fertilizer, or so they think. I think it's been chemtrailed into the air to fall on the crops, sprayed on the crops. Well, they're about the same as forever chemicals. So just want to give you that nugget of information. Now this. This one from Liz Wheeler, who was with One American News for a time, but I guess she's on her own. I'm just going to show you the title of her video about the Hanta, the hoax, fake virus. Well, it's not deadly. It is a psyop, most definitely. Before we get into this Hanta virus bullshit, just a few clips I want to show you. Here's one that I just stumbled across. This is a woman wearing a mask, but it's to hide her identity. And she's talking about, remember in 2020, and well, in 2021, I covered how, because I came across the information, boots on the ground information, showing anonymous nurses and stuff, showing that there's different lot numbers, different batches of the Quaxxines for con job 1984, which there was no virus. The poison was in the vial. And there was nurses coming out and showing that they were getting different lot numbers, which means different batches with different strengths. So this was staggered. Some people got placebos, saline. Some people got very weak, or should I say sheeple, got very weak doses of the Quaxxine. Some got real strong doses, that so much so that they never left the Quaxxine site. Remember, you have to sit there for like 15 minutes after your injection to see whether or not you're going to croak, right? So some people died right on site within 15 minutes. Some died a couple of months later. Some died a couple of years later. Some died a year later. Some died 6 months later. And they did that, and they staggered that so no one would connect the dots. Well, the sheeple who are distracted won't connect the dots. The rest of us connected the dots. And I was saying, look, they have different batch numbers from the get-go, Geico. I made videos about this, showing you what they were saying, that they had different strengths to different different lot numbers had certain different strengths. In other words, not everybody got the same amount of potion strength. Do you understand that? And that's what this woman's saying, along with the boosters. Come and get your boosters. They did this shit on purpose. But this is a refresher course because it's a reminder because they want you to take it for, I'm sure, for the rat shit. First, it was the bat shit, crazy bullshit con job virus in 2020. Now it's rat shit. I do smell a rat. I've been smelling a rat. This fraud, she's a rat. Bill Kermit the Frog looking Gates. You look like a fucking frog, you rat. You got this piece of shit. Clown slob of the World Economic Forum. Virus cyber polygon. When everything grinds to a halt from a cyber attack, you'll have no water, no transportation. Remember this, bitch? All these bastards. They need to be under a jail. There's a special place in hell for these motherfuckers. Take a look at what she has to say. You Quaxxines, you mass cults, you Covidiots out there. Hanta. Another refresher. Hanta is Israeli slang. Straight from Scroogel's mouth. It means lie. It means hoax. It's not a virus out there, you dumb idiots. They keep thinking there's a virus out there. You scaredy cat, stupid bitches is what you are. New World Order bitches. There's no friggin' virus out there. Knock it the fuck off. You keep falling for this, going along with this New World Order shit. I'm gonna lump you in with the New World Order. It means you're not on our side. Alright? Look at this. Hold on a second, because the audio sucks on the videos part.
It decreases the ability to produce white blood cells by 50% from your first...
Let me see if I can get captions on this. No, I can't, so listen up.
It decreases the ability to produce white blood cells by 50% from your first vaccine. Then, 8 weeks later, which is white blood cell reproductive system, so your ability to make another generation of white blood cells is 8 weeks. That's why they set it up 8 weeks later, to hit it again. So you hit the white blood cell ability while it's down. So now what you do is now they decrease the saline in the second one, and they increase the harmful ingredients. So now you have a shift in the ingredients. So they decrease the saline and increase. So now there's a shift. And then what they do is that second dose attacks your ability to make white blood cells by an additional 25%. So now you only have white blood cell ability, like the ability to make white blood cells functioning at 25%. So you just wiped out 75% of your military and the ability to make that military. Then what they do is they set in the booster. The booster has 81 strands of foreign bacteria that your cells have never come across. You don't have the antibodies to fight it, but you only have 25% of your white blood cell production to be able to fight it. So it's a losing battle. So then what starts to happen is you start to get chronic inflammation that goes to the areas that you had predisposition. So if you are someone that has gut health issues, that's your area that is going to focus on, and you're going to have inflammation in the gut health. If it's respiratory, if you have tumor or cancer, or if you have, say, endometriosis, or you have a skin condition, whatever that is, it's going to inflame that area, because now the body has hit the sympathetic nervous system, which is the fight or flight, and the body is in a chronic inflammatory state with a low immunity and a low immune response. Then you get your second booster. What the second booster has is it has 8 strands of HIV. And now what that does is it completely shuts off your ability to make white blood cells. And if you Google what that...
Where are they recording this? So, someone screen recording it with their... In other words, they're pointing their cell phone to this. Probably outside. I don't know. This is weird, but go on. Your boosters are knocking your system down every time you take it. And then because your immune system's down, and because you took your Quaxxines, your boosters, every 8 weeks or whatever, whatever you're prone to being sick from, whatever area of your body is being inflamed, that will be enhanced. In other words, before you took your Quaxines, before you took your boosters, you might have had a small tumor in your body, but it might have been no big deal. But then when you took your Quaxines and your boosters, well, it becomes a huge deal. Same thing for any other thing going on in your body. It'll exacerbate the situation.
Disease is, it is HIV. So now we have people that are walking around with no immune system, no ability to make an immune system, 81 strands of foreign bacteria, and then also 8 strands of foreign HIV, along with all the other harmful ingredients, and then they remove all the saline from the first and second booster. Now, to make matters worse, during this process, 20 to 30% of the population is going to die every single series of this process. There's 4 series. They have 3 more boosters that are coming out, and the reason why is because once they make you so that your immune system can't make white blood cells anymore, you become dependent on the boosters to survive, just like someone becomes dependent on insulin. Big Pharma is looking for people that either die off to protect our population control, and in those that don't die off, we will have reoccurring customers for life with the boosters so that they will be able to maintain income and collect the money back from all the funding that they put in to make these vaccines in the first place. So hope that was helpful. I hope that you listen to this properly, and I hope that you take the time to do your own critical thinking and just give it 2 to 3 years. Every single animal that participated.
Piece of shit, Dr. Deborah Birx, the witch doctor, Dr. Deborah Birx from the original Convid 1984 back in 2020. Well, they dusted her off and she's back. Dr. Deborah Birx starts to laugh and suggests that we need to begin testing the population for the hoax virus with PCR testing, similar to what was done in Conjob 1984 scamdemic. She says there could be more human-to-human transmission occurrence, and they should be tracking viruses with blood tests like PCR. She also suggests testing in schools. All right, I've had enough of this. This fucking shit, they already said it comes from the ship that had rat feces. You ain't got rat feces, you ain't got a problem then. You playing with rat shit, you eating rat shit, things that touch rat shit, then Yowza has a problem. These motherfuckers are going to try to do this again. Let's take a look.
What more do we know about the Andes strain? How it might differ from
Andes
the other
candies.
strains?
So the Andes strain is the only strain where we have mapped human-to-human transmission. And I caution people because when we say human-to-human transmission, we're talking about people who develop symptoms. But because we're not testing...
They're literally showing you a rat. Ain't nobody messing with rats unless you're nasty as fook. So this is nothing. But look, they're showing you a rat. It's not in the air. You can't catch. There's no human to human unless you're nasty to nasty. If you have rat shit hands, all right, because you touch rat dookie and you didn't wash your hands and you go touch someone else and then somehow they touch that spot where you touch and then they go and make their food and then they eat. Yeah, maybe you'll get sick that way. Human to human assholes. There's no viruses out there, you stupid bastards. But look, they're showing you. They're showing you that this is bullshit. Hanta, again, Israeli for hoax.
Populations with RNAs.
Laughing.
We don't really know whether there are subclinical cases. So there could be more human-to-human transmission than we actually see. It's never good to track viruses through symptoms. We should be tracking...
We know about the Andes strain, how it might differ from the other strains.
Schools were able to open because they provided extraordinarily helpful. Many universities were able to open and schools were able to open because...
Look at this third world shit they're showing us. I'm sure they're nasty and nobody washes their hands on it. Notice how the cruise ship had nobody on it. Nobody. No one. I showed you one video of a stupid captain talking to a couple of people. That was it. There's no one else on there. There's no one taking videos. No one going live. It's all a fucking hoax, but their agenda's real.
Weekly testing, and it really prevented spread. So we know how to deal with these viruses. We just need to move into the 21st century and make testing more widely available.
No, we don't. No, we don't. We need to get rid of these fucking demons. This world needs a purge. That's what we need to do in the 21st century. Purge all these fucking demons. Earlier today, I was busy, but I was listening to it, and it seems like... Australia, you're starting to go tyrannical again, like you did in 2020, in 2021. You're starting your bullshit, tyrant bullshit again, over the phantom fake virus. Huh? You're in Australia. Don't put up with this shit. We're not having a repeat of 2020. It's not happening. It's not happening. They're trying to make it happen, but it ain't gonna go down like that. All right? It's so it's this thing is so deadly that you got a fucking bus driver. I guess what? Transporting
Unwell, moved to an
transporting let's see here. Passengers from the cruise ship. This is a bus driver with supposedly passengers from a cruise ship, from the cruise ship, that fake cruise ship. It's phony. Phony's a $3 bill. Look how stupidly retarded this damn. You know what this stupid shit looks like? This hokey shit. It looks like something like a 2-year-old drew up, and then they made a little model out of it, and they're trying to pass it off as an actual ship. You gotta get the fuck out of town with this. What year is this ship from? Huh? The fucking Titanic from 1912 looked better than this. I was trying not to drop the F-bomb. I'm trying to use the English or the Australians. The ones that I've heard in certain videos, they say "fook" instead of "fuck." You know, because it's a slightly different accent. I heard one British guy say "feck." Who was it? This fecking... Damn, I used to follow him. God. There was this guy named Matt Rogers, and I actually emailed him because he said years ago he would say, "Send me pictures of the chemtrail skies from and let me know where you're from via email." And his name was Matt Rogers from the UK, and suddenly he vanished. I used to watch him all the time, man. He was showing pictures from people who would send him from all around the world. Anyway, let's look at this. Look at this shitty, like a fucking. This looks like something like out of Africa. Like this would be an African cruise ship to me. Very retarded looking, very stupid looking. No pool, no atmosphere. Well, the atmosphere sucks. Yeah, it has an atmosphere. It sucks. This is a cruise ship, but yet no one's out on deck. No one is. It doesn't act like a cruise. If it walks like a duck or doesn't walk like a duck, then it is or it ain't. This ain't no cruise ship. This is bullshit. This is a hoax. Again, Hanta is really. That's what Scroogle said, or Goo Gel. Look at that. When you think cruise ship, do you think this? What is this? What's in the front of this? What is this? This is a fecking train wreck.
British passengers and staff on a cruise ship. British passengers and
British passengers. Okay.
British passengers and staff on a cruise ship hit with an outbreak of Hanta virus will be brought to ice.
Oh, they were hit with playing with dookie shit. Look at this shit. Hokey hazmat. Look at this. This is so cheesy. You got them outside staring down at the ocean or whatever, posing for the picture. This is, oh my God, this is terrible. This is terrible production. You know what? Back in the day, I used to go to like Blockbuster. I used to actually go and rent B-rated movies. B-movies. I rented the Blockbuster movies too. At Blockbuster, the helly weird, the ones from the movies that were in the theaters. But I kind of thrived on the B-rated. I liked the B-rated because they were really, yeah, a lot of it was hokey or cheesy, but it was good. It was good. This is hokey, but it's bad. This is like, if this was a B-rated movie at Blockbuster and I saw this, that's not B-rated. That's D-rated. That's fucking Dollar Tree, 99-cent store, D-rated. Look at this. Look at this. They're not even. It's like they gave up. They're not even trying because they know people are this damn dumb. They know people are gonna fall for this shit. Look at this. Look at this crap.
British passengers and staff on
British passengers on this? British? Any passengers on this? Why aren't they out there? Well, how come they're not on there sipping it, margaritas and shit? Margaritaville. Where's the little shopping mall in there? Nothing? Are you JK? Get the fuck out of here.
British passengers and staff on a cruise ship hit with an outbreak of Hanta virus will be brought to isolate in Merseyside when they return
Still
to the
picture.
UK. They will be transferred to
Mannequin.
accommodation at Arrow Park Hospital following 3 deaths on board the vessel. Hospital bosses state only those not displaying symptoms will be admitted. Anyone who becomes unwell moved to an
not displaying symptoms will be admitted.
Outbreak of Hanta virus will be brought to isolate in Merseyside when they return to the UK. They will be transferred to accommodation at Arrow.
Who is that? Is that from Star Wars? That looks like shit from Star Wars. What is that? Well, that's Star Wars right there. This is fake as all fake as shit. So fucking fake.
Merseyside, when they return to the UK, they will be transferred to accommodation at
Okay, transfer via bus driver.
Arrow Park Hospital.
Let's take a look at the bus driver.
Following 3 deaths on board the vessel, hospital bosses state only those not
Wait a minute, the bus driver doesn't have a fucking mask on. How come he doesn't have a hazmat suit on? Something ain't right here.
displaying symptoms will be admitted.
Because it ain't real. They're showing you.
Anyone who becomes
They're showing you it's not
unwell,
real. It's a
moved to
fucking
an-
hoax, but the agenda's real. I got it right here. Again. I said this in a video yesterday. I came across others in posts talking about how Hanta means hoax. It means lies. So I said, hell far. Let me cover this and put it in my video as well. Spread the information, the truth about the lies. Hanta is Israeli slang, colloquial Israeli terminology for lies, for full of shit. All right, I'm going to show you this one more time. Can you read that? Huh? Can you see that? Don't get caught. Don't get caught again. If you don't see this, I mean shadow ban. It's right there. Take a picture or freeze the video. It lasts longer. Don't get caught again. It means garbage. It means nonsense. It means scam. There is no virus. They're relying on you being stupid and dumb as a bag of hammers, just like in 2020. So don't believe the hype. I'm Oop.